Guys, let me just tell you that it's raining. I'm seated in the car. I have an appointment. I'm yet to get there, and I can't go out because I don't even have an umbrella. So I thought, why not do this video now? So hi guys, thank you so much for clicking, and thank you so much for coming back. If you're a returning subscriber, if it's your first time here, my name is Ruth Kim. On my channel I share my own experiences as a foreigner living here in Germany. I share information that I know, and I feel if I share it out there, it's going to help someone else out there. Sometimes I vlog, sometimes I do haul video, and sometimes I just want to have fun. So in today's video, I'm back again with another Ausbildung video. If you follow me carefully, or if you love my Ausbildung videos, I'm assuming by now that you've already secured yourself an Ausbildung Platz, or you know all the information that you need to know. For example, where to apply, who can apply, if a foreigner can apply for the Ausbildung, and everything else that you need to know. If you have not watched any of my Ausbildung series yet, I'm going to drop them in the description box below. You can go watch the other videos and then come and watch this video, because on this video I'm going to talk about the challenges that we face, or people face, as foreigners while doing Ausbildung here in Germany, or while doing apprenticeship here in Germany. You know, I'm one of the people who are always out there encouraging people to do apprenticeship, telling people how to get it, telling people how easy it is, but none of us talk about the challenges that we face out there. This time I'm not talking about the challenges, for example, looking for a visa, on how to apply for a visa, or the challenges that you do when you're trying to get your documents recognized. No. By now I'm assuming that you already have all that and you're set to start your Ausbildung, or maybe you have already started your Ausbildung. And these are the things that I feel like we need to talk them out there, so that if you're doing your Ausbildung and you're facing these challenges, that you happen to know that you are not alone. So the first challenge that you're going to face when you enter into a German apprenticeship class is going to be the language. The language barrier. You might do all the language courses from B1 to C1. I'm telling you, the first few lessons are going to feel like you're in a Japanese class. For example, as for me, I did my Ausbildung in South Germany, in a very small village called Sigmaringen. And if you know that place, you know most of the people there, they speak Schwäbisch. It's a German slang. Each and every state here in Germany, they have their own slang where they talk differently. So you might know the common or the good German from school, but when you go into a village, those people talk automatically in this slang. They don't even realize when they are talking it. So the first lesson was full of bisle. Everything was being pronounced differently. So you can imagine me there. I was actually I was not even having B1 level of B1 German level. I was having B2, and I was seated there, and I thought, where am I, or what have I put myself into? It was a challenge because I didn't understand the first few lessons, and that was actually a challenge. The challenge was not me not knowing German, but the language that every course speaks. Like, this was a medical language, so most of the things that are being taught there are different from what you're used to. And sometimes with the language, they have the common Latin language, but still the way the teachers are pronouncing the Latin words is not the same way that we used to pronounce them in English, or we pronounce them in English. So the first thing that's going to challenge you, and it's going to make you even feel like dropping everything and going back to your country, is the language. I know sometimes you think, oh, I have B1, I have B2, but I still don't get what the teacher is saying. It's normal. It's very normal. I posted this topic in a group, and ask those women what they've gone through, and we almost went through the same challenges. So just focus, don't give up. The good thing about language is every course has its own language. If it's a nutritional course, it has its own language, and when you start getting those words, you're going to know, or you're going to understand that they're not going to change. And this is what happened in this nursing Ausbildung that we did. The language remained to be the same, because the first year it's introduction of human body, for example. It was the introduction of the human body, and the moment you start the words start sticking into your head, they are not going to go away. So that's the first challenge. The second challenge was, because our Ausbildung, you have to do the practical part and the theoretical part. Practical part means that you have to be in a working place. For example, if you're doing nursing, you have to be in a hospital doing your practical Ausbildung there. This is where the second challenge comes in. Is, for example, if you didn't do the FSU, you just came from your country and now you're here in Germany working with the Germans, it's going to challenge you as well, because there is always, in every company, there's always that one person who is always going to try and put you down, especially if they feel like your German is not as good as theirs. They are going to try and push you down. This is another challenge, and I want you to know that if you're going through this, you are not alone. We were there, especially the foreigners, colleagues who are also foreigners, but they are white. They always feel like they deserve to be here more than I just want you to know that you're not on your own. One thing that I realized, if I'm shouting, guys, it's because I'm in the car and it's raining. Just an update again. One thing that I realized is that if you show these colleagues that they can put you down, that your German is not as good as they think, or you show them that whatever they think they're right, they are definitely going to put you down. Always stand on your ground. Talk, say something. That's one thing I know with the Germans. If they think you cannot speak for your own, they are going to try everything to put you down. Talk, even if you don't know how to construct a sentence, try and say something to show them that I'm still here, I'm human, and I have the right to say whatever I think is right. That's another challenge. That's actually one of the biggest challenge, and that's why I always advise people, before you do Ausbildung, it's always better to do an FSJ. FSJ is this, whatever we did after the au pair, we went for the FSJ, and this is where we gained our working experience, working with German or working with other foreigners from other nationalities. And this was a very, 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 very good experience that we gained. If you don't have the experience of an FSJ, it's good to try and look for an internship, practicum. Look for an internship, go to those places and be in a normal working situation, and this is how you're going to see how it is, because not everybody is going to like you. Sometimes you think, oh, if I'm cool, if I don't make drama, people are going to like me. There are some people who are actually not going to like you because you are in fact cool. You're just cool. There are people who are not going to like you for that. And let me go to the other challenge. The other challenge comes when you guys have to do group works, because the other people are going to assume automatically that because this person is a foreigner, is not going to understand what we are supposed to do together as a group. So they are always going to create a group excluding you. I just want you to know that if it's happening to you now, it's not only you. It happened to most of us. I'm talking for so many people, because this is a topic that I had to share somewhere else so that I can get the feedback from people. It's not only you. It happened to so many people. And there is another person who made this even more interesting as it should be. The person said that she's doing the Ausbildung now, and because most of the Germans, they only create groups with themselves, or those native speaking people, they always create groups with themselves. She stands up and says, alle Ausländer kommen zu mir, dann machen wir eine Gruppe, that all the foreigners should go to her, and they create a group. And she even ended up saying that it has been working. And the teachers are always impressed because they sit up together and they make good points and they rock it. That was even super interesting. So if you see those people excluding you in group works, it's because they assume that you are not good at it. But one more thing, after you start doing cards, they're going to realize that you are very smart, because most of the foreigners I know, they are 1 or 2 material. They're very sharp. So after the cards, they are going to realize that this person is not as doof as I thought. And doof means this type person is not as bad or stupid as I thought. So they are going to even start asking you to join them in the groups. They're going to start integrating with you, and this is how it's going to start normalizing itself. But at the beginning, I need you to know that sometimes you'll have this feeling that these people want you out. These people are trying to exclude you in everything. That's a challenge. Another challenge, guys, is when it comes to writing Facharbeit. Facharbeit is like when you have in every year, like for example, in every year, as for me, when I was doing the Ausbildung, we had to write like a 30-page essay. Facharbeit. That maybe you're given a topic and you're supposed to write something about this topic, and you're writing it in German. Remember, the hardest part is always making those sentences using this medical language. It's a challenge. It's a challenge. And I always tell people out there, always have a good German friend somewhere. This German friend is going to help you when it comes to such things. When you construct your broken grammatic Deutsch, German is called Deutsch. When you construct those sentences and put them in writing, most of the time we know exactly what you want. You have an idea of what you want to put down. Put it down in your broken German. If you have a good friend, that good German friend, send the essay to them so that they can read and correct the grammatical error for you. And mind you, it's better to look for a sharp German friend or sharp person who understands German a bit better, because we have foreigners out there who understand German even better than the Germans. It's always good to have that person who is always going to correct it for you, and it's going to be a challenge if you don't have that person. If you don't have that person, look for someone who did the Ausbildung before you, and they can guide you. Or if you're in first year, go to the person who is in second year or third year. Look for a friend there, ask them to guide you. The other challenge is when it comes to question. When the teacher asks a question, of course, most of us just sit there because you don't know even how to put that. You know the answer, but you don't know how to construct that sentence and make everything, like the way it's supposed to be. So most of us sit down there. And the other people are very good at lifting up their hands like this, and they want to give answers. My dear, most of those people are going to go off topic, and you're going to think, oh, I thought I don't know what was going on. Most of them go off topic. For example, if the topic is generally about politics and they're talking about the German president, someone is just going to lift up their hand and say, oh, by the way, I read somewhere that the governor of blah 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 is. Then you're going to ask yourself, what is the governor has to do with the president? Just because the topic is about politics, they're going to lift up their hands and just say anything about politics. And this is something that, because we are focused with what's going on at that moment, and then someone starts bringing up something else, you end up being all over the place. But I just want you to know that it's okay to feel like you're not there. It's normal. It's so much normal, but always focus on what you think is right most of the time, instead of mixing yourself and getting all over the place like the other people. Yes. And the other challenge is if you're a parent, because we have people who are doing Ausbildung when they are already parents. It's very, 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 very stressful, because for me, when I did my Ausbildung, I was on my own, and it was much easier because most of the time it was only me and my books. And especially if you're a foreigner, we have to work extra hard as the other people, because most of the time, like I said at the beginning, we don't understand when the teachers are teaching in the class. So what we do when we go home, we go through that chapter that the teacher was trying to teach, and every time we see a new word, we normally put it down. You can ask from a schoolmate, what does this word mean? Or you go back at home, do your research and see what those words means. And if you have children, that's going to be extra hard, because at home you're expected to be a mom. You're expected to do your chores, to clean up, to cook and everything. But we as foreigner students or foreigners, people trying to do the Ausbildung, it's double hard when you have kids. It's normal. I just want you to be prepared so that you can know it's not going to be easy. And the other challenge is if you have a partner who is not supportive, because we have people who, by the time I was doing Ausbildung, they were having partners, and the partners were like, why are you doing this Ausbildung? It's eine very, very, very schlechtes bezahlt. It's not well paid Ausbildung. People get very tired physically and all that. And this person is going to demotivate you, discourage you, and at the end of it all, you're going to end up dropping out. It's always very, very, very good to have a supportive partner when it comes to doing the apprenticeship, or to have supportive people around you, people who are giving you positive vibes. Because if you end up doing the Ausbildung and your friends, all of them, they have not done the Ausbildung, people keep on discouraging you. Why are you stressing yourself? And let me tell you guys, the first year of the Ausbildung, it's actually the easiest year of them all. But this evil spirit of telling you to drop out, this kadimolic spirit of telling you to drop out, is very, very, very high. You're going to feel like dropping out. You're going to feel, I don't think this one is for me. You're going to feel all sort of negative vibes asking you to drop out. Don't drop out. Every Ausbildung out there is a challenge. Every Ausbildung out there is not easy. But let me tell you something, guys. German school system is actually, I don't know how the other courses are out there, but when I was doing the Ausbildung, it was so easy. It was so easy that I thought, why didn't I get an A while I was doing my KCSE? Because the good thing is in Germany, and that helps us a lot as foreigners, is that the teachers are going to tell you, like, we are going to have a cut, and the cut is going to come from the number 27 to number 30, or from the first 10 pages of that book. And let me tell you what, guys, that's exactly what's going to happen. The cut is going to come from the first 10 pages of that book. So if you're smart, what are you going to do? You're going to concentrate and read the first 10 pages of that book. But I don't know why some people are still going to get a 4 or 5. I don't know what happened, but we have those people, like we used to do when we were in Africa, that immediately the teacher goes out, we close our books, and the next time we are going to open is the time when the teacher is going to come back. If you want to pass your apprenticeship, you have to work extra hard by reading your notes, by listening to what the teachers are saying. Because one thing I know for sure is most of the cuts that you're going to do during the 3 years are going to count at the end of it all. And my biggest challenge was German as a course. German is a course. I remember one day there was a lesson called, there was a German lesson where the teacher was just doing dictation. And when they're dictating, they expect you to put a comma where a comma is supposed to be. There is a difference between das of single S and das mit doppel S, my dear. I didn't know the difference. For me, they sounded all the same. I didn't know where to put anything, where to put a comma, where to put an exclamation mark. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I knew this note because the first note I got from German was a 4. I knew the note was going to pull all my notes down. Most of us foreigners, when we're in class, we are so like, we don't want to talk a lot because we don't even have the words to talk a lot. We are always so silent. And you think when you're starting, you're going to play cool until the end of the Ausbildung. My dear, wait until the presentation part comes, where you're supposed to maybe read a book or watch a movie and then present to the whole class what you learned about in German, or you just present or your country to the class in German. It was not easy, but we all managed. The best thing is to focus, never lose hope, be positive, and keep grinding. It's not easy, but we managed. We all managed. Guys, it has actually stopped raining, so I have to go now. I have to go to my appointment. If I left something out, feel free to put it in the comment section below, and let us help those people who are starting up. Let them know it's not as easy as we think, and let us all prepare them mentally for what's coming. Anyway, don't give up. Don't forget to pray for your Ausbildung. I always say pray for everything. Pray. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.